everyone, and welcome to Share and Review. So this week I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about Smart Shares, and they are a company operating here in New Zealand, and they give you access to a wide range of shares that are available obviously within the New Zealand market, but also overseas as well. Now, just before I go into this, please note that this is not personalised advice. This is just ideas and recommendations, and it's basically just education only that I wanted to share with you. So let's show you about Smart Shares. So I'll just share my screen. And here we are here. So as you can see, so Smart Shares, it's a member of the New Zealand Stock Exchange Group, and there are 40 different exchange traded funds that you can choose from. So their core series, if you like, they've got here. Obviously, we've got the NZX 50, they've got the US, there's 500 there, there's the S&P 200. So there's a whole lot of different funds that are available, obviously, globally. We can scroll down here to New Zealand shares, and we've got 5 different funds to choose from. I did talk in a previous podcast about the FNZ, which you can go into, and I think I also spoke about the TNZ, which is the top 10 companies on the New Zealand Stock Exchange as well. So with these types of investments, what I like about them is if you're the sort of investor that wants to get into the share market but is really unsure of what sort of shares should I choose, that sort of thing, this is where they can be very, very good. Because if we're choosing, and today I'm actually going to talk about the Dividend Fund, the DIV. So let's just select that. So it gives you a lot of fund details and that sort of thing. So obviously this is as at last Friday, we've got the market price there. This ETF actually invests into the highest dividend yielding stocks on our stock exchange. So as you can see, it's got a gross dividend yield here of just over 5%, just over 5.2 actually, which is actually a very, very good dividend yield. If we scroll down a bit further, it shows what the top 10 holdings in that are within this fund. It also gives an idea as to what sort of sector they're in and how much of this portfolio is weighted to each one. So naturally, Spark, it's one of our biggest companies on our stock exchange, so it's got the heaviest weighting, and then just a little bit less than that you've got Contact. But as you go down through to some of these other areas here, like we've got Kiwi Property Group and Heartland and things, they only have about 4%, and it's based on the size of the company itself. Their capital capex index is what we refer to it as. So this is just a rough graph over the fund performance, and if we scroll down again, like most funds these days at the moment, and I've been talking about this, and we're going to go on and have a look, but as you can see over the sort of up to the last 1 year, really last 12 months, we are in the red. And yeah, we'll talk about that. I've been talking about it on most of my videos and things as well. Okay, so it just gives you an idea as to how the fund's been performing versus the index. Obviously, over a 5-year time frame, it's been going very, 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 very well. Obviously, goes down here to show when it went ex-dividend and when it was paid and that sort of thing, and obviously how much was paid. And then if you're into market announcements, it's just talking about those. So that is one thing. If I just go back and I'll show you what else they've got, so you can actually invest into Australasian shares. As you can see there, they've got 6 different ones available. You can go specific into the US, international, obviously outside of the US, and you can also do cash and bonds. Okay, and then they've also got ESG shares and that available. So if you're wanting to go into that ethical, sustainable and governance area, that's a good area there. And then the thematic shares, so that's obviously another new area. And then lastly, we've got property that you can go into as well. So the beauty about them is that they will pull them all. So you don't need to look stock specific as to what is going to be an appropriate share. You can just do your research on an area. So for example, if you like New Zealand property or you want to go Australian property, you can just choose a fund and it will pull a lot of those companies into it. So like I said, we're going to talk about the New Zealand Dividend Fund. So here it is here. No surprises. I showed you the returns on the Smart Shares website. It is still under a lot of pressure. So we will run the they can make the comparison for the New Zealand Stock Exchange over it. And on a positive note, which is really good, it is trading above the main board for the New Zealand Stock Exchange. Okay, so obviously all of those companies that are on here, they're the highest dividend yielding companies that we've got on our stock exchange on the main indices. There may be others that aren't on the main indices that perhaps do pay a bigger dividend. Haven't done my research on that. You would need to do that. So it is trading above that. So that is a very, very positive sign. I'm going to run the indicators on, the moving averages, so we can get an idea there. Again, I put the 30 exponential, and we will also do that, but do it over 15. So like most of the shares that I have been giving research on this year, it's still in a downward trend, okay? The moving averages here crossed around August. And to be honest, that's what I'm seeing a lot with doing these research videos for you, is that a lot of our companies on their New Zealand Stock Exchange, the moving averages crossed around the middle of August. So the faster moving average fell through the slower moving average, and the shares been trading down underneath this since then. So for me, look, I do like this share, and in fact I was actually talking to my partner about it just a week or two ago. I don't like it at the moment, but I like the concept. Okay, so for me, I do investing for my nieces and nephew, and so this is certainly a share that when the market turns around, and it will, then this is something I'm certainly going to consider investing in. It means that I can almost do a set and forget. It's going to pay me a regular dividend. As you can see here, it looks like, they're coming out every 6 months, which is normal. Every now and again, you get shares that will pay quarterly dividends, and I can reinvest those. So that's something to consider as well. If you don't need the money, is actually reinvesting the dividends that shares earn. It can be a really good cost-effective way to obviously grow your portfolio, because quite often, and I'm not sure in this situation if it does it or not, but quite often shares or companies will let you do a dividend reinvestment plan, and you can actually buy them at a reduced rate than what the market is trading at. So that can be a better way rather than receiving the cash dividends. Obviously, if you need the cash, different story. Okay, but at the moment, for me, I'm certainly not going to be looking at entering into anything here until these moving averages have turned to the upside. And you can see down here, down the bottom here, we've got volume. There is still some big red candles. So these are bar charts, really. They're indicating there's still a lot of selling pressure, okay? So for me, markets usually bottom when everybody feels that things are at their worst, their most doom and gloom. That's when markets will turn, and that will show us by the turn in these moving averages as well. I'll just put the longer term one on just to get a bigger picture. So as you can see, it's trading well below that 200-day moving average. So that's really all I can say today. But if you're interested in buying into shares, do your own research. But if you're not sure where to start and you're thinking, actually, let's have a group of shares, certainly the smart shares can be a good option for you. But like I stress, you must do your own research and seek professional advice, either from a financial advisor or your share broker. And if you need help with that, I can help you. Can just reach out to me. And also, if you've got a share or something else you'd like to learn about investing, just reach out to me. I'd love to help, and we can take it from there. And maybe I could do another Zoom or something on it, or even do a Facebook Live where we can answer your questions. But reach out. I'm here to help. Have a fantastic day.